January 13, 1982. A brutal winter storm paralyzes the nation's capital.
Washington National Airport is shut down, thousands stranded.
Among them, Air Florida Flight 90, bound for sunny Fort Lauderdale. Delayed for hours, passengers are desperate to escape the bitter cold.
In the cockpit, Captain Larry Wheaton and First Officer Roger Pettit prepare for their flight. But the very weather they were fleeing would soon seal their fate. A cascade of seemingly minor errors, a breakdown in the cockpit, a tragic chain of events.
This is the story of Flight 90 and how its fall changed aviation forever.
The problems began on the ground, before the plane even moved.
After de-icing, Flight 90 was caught in heavy airport congestion.
For nearly 50 minutes, the aircraft waited, exposed to the elements.
This allowed a critical layer of snow and ice to reaccumulate on the wings. Under pressure from delays, the pilots attempted to speed up departure.
They used reverse thrust, blowing slush from the ground directly onto the engines and wings.
But the most critical error was this: they failed to activate the engine anti-ice system. Without anti-ice, these vital sensors became blocked with ice.
This meant the engines could not accurately report their true power settings.
As they prepared for takeoff, their instruments showed normal power.
In reality, the engines were producing dangerously low thrust.
First Officer Pettit immediately sensed something was profoundly wrong. That don't seem right, does it? That's not right.
Yes, it is. There's 80 knots.
But Captain Wheaton, confident and under pressure, dismissed his concerns.
No, I don't think that's right. Maybe it is. It was a fatal breakdown in communication, a core failure of cockpit resource management.
The heavy, underpowered jet began its takeoff roll. It used far more runway than normal, lumbering towards the end.
At the very last second, it finally clawed its way into the air.
But with its wings contaminated and thrust dangerously low, it couldn't climb.
The stall warning blared, violently shaking the controls. The plane was falling.
Pettit! Larry! We're going down, Larry! Captain Wheaton's last words were a stark acknowledgement of their fate.
I know it.
They reached a mere 352 feet, then plummeted toward the icy river. The plane slammed into the 14th Street Bridge, killing 4 motorists instantly.
Then crashed through the frozen Potomac River, just 2 miles from the White House. From the chaos, a miracle. 6 people in the tail section survived the initial impact. Clinging to wreckage in the freezing water, their ordeal had just begun. What followed was a story of unimaginable heroism from ordinary citizens.
A park police helicopter arrived, becoming the survivors' only real hope.
Its crew battled treacherous winds and zero visibility from blowing snow.
One survivor, Arland D. Williams, caught the rescue line.
But in an incredible act of courage, he passed it to another survivor.
He repeated this selfless act, saving 3 others before himself.
By the time the helicopter returned, the 6th survivor had succumbed to the cold.
Arland D. Williams, Jr. sacrificed his life to save strangers. On the riverbank, bystander Lenny Skutnik watched a survivor lose her grip.
Without a moment's hesitation, he knew he had to act.
And pulled her to safety, a moment broadcast across the nation.
In the end, only 5 people survived the crash. 78 on board, and 4 on the bridge, lost their lives. The NTSB investigation concluded the probable cause was clear: pilot error.